The Story King presents The Golden Blood. Welcome to The Story King, where legends come alive and destinies unfold. The ceremonial blade gleamed under torchlight as Elder Mara pressed it into my trembling palm. Around me, the entire Shadow Moon pack formed a suffocating circle, their eyes hungry for spectacle or failure. "Drink," she commanded, her voice echoing through the stone chamber. "Taste the Alpha King's blood, or condemn your people to extinction." I wanted to laugh at the absurdity. 3 days ago, I'd been nothing, a helpless omega from the dying Ember Moon pack, our lands ravaged by the curse that turned our water black and our soil to ash. Now I stood in the throne room of Kael Darkborn, the most feared Alpha King in 5 territories, expected to perform some ancient ritual that even the elders barely understood. The silver chalice sat on the obsidian altar between us, filled with his blood. Fresh, still warm, Kael stood motionless across from me, his massive frame radiating barely contained power. His eyes, one silver, one gold, fixed on me with an intensity that made my wolf whimper and press low in submission. He hadn't spoken a single word since I'd been dragged into his presence. Hadn't acknowledged my existence beyond a slight flaring of his nostrils when they'd thrown me at his feet. "The prophecy demands it," Elder Mara hissed, shoving me forward. "Only when the Forgotten One tastes the Alpha King's essence will the truth of dominion be revealed." My legs shook as I approached the altar. Every instinct screamed to run, but where would I go? My pack was dying. This was the bargain: perform the ritual, and Kael would lift the curse. Refuse, and watch my people fade into nothing. I lifted the chalice with both hands. The blood inside shimmered strangely, catching the light like liquid rubies. The metallic scent filled my nostrils, and beneath it, something else: pine, midnight rain, and smoke. "His scent, Derit," someone shouted from the crowd. My lips touched the rim. The blood touched my tongue. And the world exploded. Fire raced through my veins, not painful, but overwhelming, like lightning given liquid form. I gasped, dropping the chalice. It clattered against stone but didn't spill. My knees hit the ground as the burning intensified, spreading from my chest to my fingertips, my toes, the roots of my hair. Then I saw it: my hands, my skin. Golden light pulsed beneath the surface, tracing my veins in luminous threads. The glow intensified with each heartbeat, growing brighter until I could barely look at my own arms. The entire chamber fell silent. "Impossible," Elder Mara breathed. A growl, deep, primal, earth-shaking, cut through the air. "Kael." I looked up to find him transformed halfway into his wolf, his massive frame trembling with what looked like shock. Fear. His silver and gold eyes were wide, fixed on my glowing hands. Then his wolf did something I'd never seen in my life. It bowed. The Alpha King's wolf, the legendary beast that had torn through armies and made other alphas kneel, lowered its great head and bent its front legs in submission. To me, chaos erupted. Pack members shouted, some in fear, others in outrage. Guards drew weapons. But I couldn't focus on any of it because something else was happening. My wolf, my weak omega wolf that had never been strong enough to fully shift, was rising inside me. Powerful, ancient, vast, and she was furious. "Everyone out." Kael's voice cracked like thunder, fully human again but barely controlled. Now. The room emptied in seconds, even Elder Mara stumbling over her robes in her haste to escape. Only Kael and I remained, the golden glow from my veins casting dancing shadows across his face. He moved toward me with predatory grace, each step measured. When he was close enough that I could feel the heat radiating from his skin, he dropped to one knee, bringing himself to my level. His eyes searched my face with an intensity that stole my breath. "What are you?" His voice was rough, barely above a whisper. "I don't know," I managed. I'm nobody. An omega from." "You are not an omega." He reached out slowly, giving me time to pull away, and caught my wrist. Where his fingers touched my skin, the golden glow flared brighter. His jaw clenched. This mark, these veins of light. I've only seen them once before. In the ancient texts. In the story of the first. The first what? The first Luna. The one who created the bond between human and wolf. The mother of all shifters. His thumb traced over my pulse point, and the gentle touch sent shivers cascading down my spine. The prophecy wasn't about dominion over packs. It was about you, about your bloodline. My mind reeled. That's impossible. My mother was nobody. My father was probably not your father. Kael's other hand came up to cup my face, tilting it toward the torchlight. His touch was surprisingly gentle for someone so dangerous. Look at me. Really look. I forced myself to meet his jewel-colored gaze. And there, in the depths of silver and gold, I saw recognition. Understanding. And something that looked dangerously close to reverence. My wolf has never bowed, he said softly. Not to my father, not to the Council of Alphas, not to any living creature. But he recognizes you, knows you. Your wolf isn't beneath mine, she's above *it. She's the origin, and mine is merely descended from her line. I don't understand any of this. My voice cracked. I came here to save my pack. To break a curse, not to, whatever this is. The curse on your lands, Kael interrupted, his expression darkening. It was never random. Someone knew. Someone discovered what you are and tried to force you into revealing yourself. His jaw tightened. They used your people as bait. Horror washed through me. Who would? A howl shattered the night. Then another, and another, warning howls, from all directions. The kind that preceded an attack. Kael was on his feet instantly, pulling me up with him. But he didn't release my hand. His fingers laced through mine, and where our palms pressed together, I felt power surge, his and mine, mingling, amplifying. We're under siege, he said, listening to the howls with terrifying focus. Multiple packs, coordinated assault. His eyes snapped to mine. They're here for you, me, but nobody knows about. They know now. Every wolf within 50 miles felt what just happened in this room. Felt the awakening. He pulled me toward a hidden door behind the throne. Whatever you are, whatever power runs through your veins, there are those who'll kill to possess it, or destroy it. We ran through dark corridors, his hand never leaving mine. Behind us, I heard the sounds of battle, snarls, screams, the clash of claw against claw. His pack was fighting, dying, because of me. Stop. I dug my heels in. I can't let them. You can and you will. Kael spun to face me, and in the dim light, I saw the conflict warring in his expression. I've spent 3 centuries as Alpha King. 3 centuries believing I knew every secret, every legend, every truth about our kind. And then you walked into my throne room and shattered everything. He stepped closer, backing me against the stone wall. One hand braced beside my head while the other remained clasped with mine. The position was intimate, possessive, and my traitorous heart hammered against my ribs. I don't know what you are, little wolf. I don't know why my beast recognizes yours as sovereign. But I know this, his forehead touched mine, and the gesture felt more profound than any kiss. I will burn the world before I let anyone harm you. Before I let anyone use you. That is my vow, as king and as. He cut himself off, jaw tightening. As what? I whispered. His eyes met mine, and in the depths, I saw centuries of loneliness, of burden, of isolation that came with ultimate power. And beneath it all, something raw and new and terrifying. As yours, he finished quietly. My wolf chose the moment your blood touched your tongue. Whether you accept that bond or not is your choice. But the claiming has begun, and nothing will stop me from protecting what's mine. The walls shook, dust rained from the ceiling. The battle was getting closer. There's a passage, Kael said, pulling me forward again. It leads to the northern mountains. You'll run, you'll hide, and you'll stay alive while I end this. And then what? I demanded. I hide forever. What about my pack? What about the curse? We reached a hidden door. He pressed his palm against it, and ancient mechanisms grown to life. Cold air rushed in from the tunnel beyond, a way out. A way to run. But running meant leaving him to face whatever army had come for me. Running meant abandoning the one person, the one alpha, who'd looked at me like I was something precious instead of worthless. Kael seemed to read my thoughts. His hand came up to cup my cheek, thumb brushing over my bottom lip. The touch sent golden light cascading across my skin again. "I need you to trust me," he murmured. "Can you do that?" Before I could answer, a massive explosion rocked the fortress. The tunnel entrance began to collapse. Kael shoved me toward it, his body shielding mine from falling debris. "Go," he roared, but as I stumbled into the darkness of the passage, I looked back, and saw them. Dozens of wolves, pouring into the corridor. Their eyes glowed red, wrong, corrupted, and leading them was a figure in a hooded cloak, their face hidden but their voice unmistakable. The voice from my nightmares. The voice that had whispered through my dying mother's final words. "Hello, daughter," the figure said, lowering their hood. My blood turned to ice. Because the face staring back at me, wearing a smile of pure malice, was impossible. My mother, who I'd watched die 5 years ago. Who I'd buried with my own hands. She was alive. She was leading this army. And the look in her eyes said that everything, the curse, the ritual, my meeting with Kael, had all been part of her plan. What secrets lie in the blood of the first? Find out in the next chapter, only on the Story King, where every story leaves you howling for more.